there is this thing that many of us don't know about, including many of our politicians, including many of the people that I'm listening to today. And it's called the Establishment Clause. And it's about the establishment of a religion, or it is about the establishment or the support of a religion, meaning that the clause says, and it's very, very clear, the clause said, it's a clause in the First Amendment that says that the government can neither establish a religion nor support one religion more than another. More than another. That means the government, though you hear people saying the U.S. is a Christian nation. No, it is not. It cannot be a Christian nation because of the Establishment Clause. It is very, very clear. You can make any kind of legal gymnastics and arguments you want, but the Establishment Clause is the Establishment Clause. If, for example, you have a unit in the military, and that unit in the military has a Catholic priest or a Christian minister in that unit, and there is a Jewish person or a Muslim person in the same unit, the Establishment Clause says you can't push one over the other. You would have to have one from each of the backgrounds, an atheist, whatever it is. You can't do that. You can't do it. Government officials can't get up. To even get up and pray on the Bible is really problematic. You get it. Is that most of you probably have never. Yeah, Dave. Exactly, no. All right, go. How about this? Check out this guy right here. I'm going to walk you through some things. Most of you have no idea who this guy is. Doesn't really matter. He's written 50 books. He's pretty well known in the Christian and the Washington communities. Here's a quote from him. "We must use the doctrine of religious liberty to gain independence for Christian schools until we train up a generation of people who know that there is no religious neutrality, no neutral law, no neutral education, and no neutral civil government. Then they will be busy constructing a Bible-based social, political, and religious order which finally denies the religious liberty of the enemies of God." You can't have that. You can't have that in the United States. It is unconstitutional in the United States. You can't do that. So Muslims are trying to create this Sharia in Islamic world. And in Afghanistan, they can do it because they have no constitution in Afghanistan that tells them they can't do this. In Saudi Arabia, in Kuwait, in any number of other countries. In the United States, however, we have this thing called a constitution that says you cannot take this book and establish a religion or support one religion over another on the basis of that book. So we think, oh my gosh, what is that? What are we doing? So here, how is this guy any different than these guys? That's what they're trying to do. That's the Taliban. These are the people trying to kill Rafi. Well, they're different because he hasn't picked up a gun. He's not supporting some militia that's going around killing people. Yet. The Lord's Resistance Army is. Other groups are. Other groups are calling for it. There are groups in the United States, Christian groups, that are calling for the overthrow of the United States. The violent overthrow of the United States. That's what these guys are doing. There are groups in the United States, Christian groups, that are taking this Bible, and they are saying, I have reason right here, the Word of God, to overthrow the United States and kill all the blasphemers. Go back one. Where do you think this guy is going to go? Where do you think his ideas are naturally going to go? Do you think Americans see this right here? We will get busy constructing a Bible-based social, political, and religious order that finally denies the religious liberty of the enemies of God. That's me. That's me. It's most of you are the enemies of God. What are we going to do? Just like roll over? Okay, you win. Okay, got it. We're just going to fall over? No, we're not going to fall over. He's calling essentially for the violent overthrow of the United States, because essentially that's what that is. So we have some groups out there, go ahead, go forward, who are like this in the U.S. They don't dress like that, but they're calling for the violent overthrow. They're basically wanting to put into practice what he is saying should happen. And we can sit back and we can say, well, yeah, okay, but I don't really see it that way, because that's not really certainly what he means. And he looks like this really nice white guy in a suit. And like, okay, so that's the logical end point for all of this. Next one. Here, let me talk Christian Sharia. It's already here, by the way. Christian Sharia, it's here. People are taking this book and they're passing laws against homosexuality based on this book, which they shouldn't do because of the Establishment Clause. You should never pass a law based on this book, but you do anyway. And all these religious freedom bills, we serve gays takeout only. That should be legal. Why should that be legal? Because the Bible says we shouldn't serve gays. Why doesn't it say we serve fornicators takeout only? Because half their damn customers wouldn't get served. We serve drunkards takeout. Imagine if in State College we had a restaurant that said, like what, like the pizza, what is it, the pizza on Beaver Canyon?
Half, Sam? Only half?
Yeah, half, yeah. Imagine fornicators and idolaters and drunkards.
Drunkards in State College, no business would be here.
Nothing would happen in State College. Imagine that. Okay, but let's look at a couple of these bills. Go ahead. Here's one. Here's Georgia's bill. Look at what it says. Religious leaders need not perform marriage ceremonies that conflict with their beliefs. You know, the problem is, like, marriage ceremonies are, that includes, here, dude, can you, here, stand up real fast. Can you stand up, bro? See, we have the idea that turn around, that includes these two guys. That's what it means. They can't get married.
Aw.
Yeah, dude. I know. But it also means this. Here, have a seat. Sorry, thanks, dude. Stand up real fast. But no, stay. But it also means these two people. Because we've used laws that black people and white people can't get married. Same thing. Where do you draw the line? Where are we going to go with this thing? It's aimed, but we know it's aimed at, thanks, man. We know it's aimed at gay people. Faith-based orders, you don't have to employ people whose religious ideas don't match yours. Do you understand how problematic and troubling that is? Take the Bible, everybody in here, all the Christians, you ready? Just scroll through the Bible, Christians. Find out something that you can use to be prejudiced, to discriminate against somebody you don't like. Find anybody. This guy right here, I don't like him. I'll find something in here. I'm not going to employ him. I'm not going to serve him. This guy right here, I'll find something in here. I'm not going to employ him. This woman, yeah, I don't like you either. Hang on, let me just scroll through my Bible really fast and find some way to discriminate against her. That's what this is. That's what this is. This is Christian Sharia. These are Christians who have taken over power in government. Just like when the Taliban took over Afghanistan, they've taken over enough power in government that they can that they have the power to pass laws that they like. Here, next one. Here's one. This is Mike Pence. Oh, this is our vice president. He says, I will not support any bill that diminishes the religious freedom of Hoosiers, that's people in Indiana, for those who don't know, or that interferes with the constitutional rights of our citizens to live out their beliefs in worship, service, or work. No one should ever fear persecution because of their deeply held religious beliefs. It's like we turn it back so that, no, it's the Christians that are being persecuted because the Christians can't use this book to act any way they want. That's what people thought. That's what some of these people in Afghanistan are thinking. So you just do it the way you want to do it. But he actually had to roll that back. A week later, he had to change it because they said this law is completely, absolutely unconstitutional. So they had to back it off a little bit, but they still passed it. Next one. How about this guy? Oh, here's a good one. Oh my God. You know who William Pryor is? He's a jurist. I think he's on the appellate court. He was one of the finalists, they were saying, for the Supreme Court nomination, but Trump didn't pick him. He picked somebody else. And so this was in Lawrence v. Kansas. And let me tell you what this is. He wrote this: states should remain free to protect the moral standards of their communities through legislation that prohibits homosexual sodomy. States should be free, okay? Here's what it means. There was this case. In this case, the police entered this apartment, and there were two gay men having sex. Sodomy. Sodomites, you know? And Texas had a law on the books against sodomy. Not because the men who passed the law didn't like getting blowjobs, because they did. It's because they didn't like other men getting blowjobs from other men. So they passed sodomy laws, and at the point in time, a number of years ago, we had like 13 or 17 states or something that have anti-sodomy laws. The police arrested these men and charged them with the crime of sodomy. So it went to the courts. Now, it came back up in the courts, and in 2003, William Pryor wrote an opinion piece supporting the rights of states to have these laws on the books. If a state wants to have an anti-sodomy law, again, not for men getting blowjobs from women, but rather from men getting blowjobs from other men, it's not about the oral sex. It's about men doing it to men and women doing it to women. Mostly it's about men doing it to men. Because when women are having sex with other women, straight men, including, I'm assuming, lots of the men who support these laws, probably enjoy watching it. So writes this opinion that says states should be allowed to ban that behavior. Now, what are the chances that William Pryor is a Christian? Is it 100% or is it 100%? In other words, he's using the Bible to pass laws. Christian Sharia. Christian Sharia. It's all around us, you all, right? Muslim, Islamic Sharia, Christian Sharia. Go to the next one. Here's Pence. He says, I'm a Christian, a conservative, and a Republican in that order. Ted Cruz, our friend Ted Cruz, says, I'm a Christian first, American second, conservative third, Republican fourth. Imagine that Ted Cruz was Jewish. And he said, I'm Jewish first, American second. Do you think Ted Cruz would be a senator? Imagine he was Muslim. Imagine one of our Muslim politicians said, I'm a Muslim first and an American second. No, but he's a Christian. He can get away with that. Christian, this is the ideology, you see? This is how deeply entrenched it is, and we don't even see it. Next one. Oh, here's a good one. Can I want to put this out to you, and then I'm going to take some questions. Does anyone know who this guy is? Anybody know who this guy is? This is Jerry Falwell II. He is the son of Jerry Falwell I. I have a funny story, actually, by the way. My wife and I went to Jerry Falwell's church. We were down in North Carolina, and we were driving up. And I said, oh, my God, we're going right past Jerry Falwell's church. And he was one of the big televangelists back in the 80s, caused a lot of stink on lots of things. And so I said, let's go there. Let's just go. It was late Saturday night. I said, let's just stay at a hotel here, and let's go to the church. And my wife was doing photography at the time. And she was developing all of her own photos, and she took lots of rolls of photo. But in the church, she secretly took all these photos of the service going on. And of all of her rolls of footage, that was the only footage that didn't come out. It was God. God was unhappy with two sinners taking photos inside of a church. But in any case, this guy, Jerry, the senior, died, and he took over. And after the San Bernardino massacre, in which two Muslims killed lots and lots of people, I think it was like 9 in California, this guy was having an assembly. So he said at this convocation, he responded to this by saying, if more good people had concealed carry permits, Liberty is the largest Christian university in the United States, probably in the world, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I'm not counting Catholic universities because you don't count because you're not really Christians, right? Just kidding. All right. So he says, if more good people had concealed carry permits, then we could end those Muslims before they walked in and killed us. Right? Okay? Before they came into these locations and killed us. So he encouraged his students to enroll in the university's free concealed carry permit certification course. This is a Christian university, Christian church. We have a free course to teach you how to carry a concealed weapon. And he said, so that you can carry a weapon like the one that's in my back pocket right now. Okay? We'll teach them a lesson if they ever show up here. So here's my question. First off, WWJP, what would Jesus pack? Like Fresh Mints or Mentos or guns? That's the first thing. But the second thing is, what if he was this guy? Next slide. Sheikh Hamza Youssef. So he's an American cleric, a Muslim cleric, teaches about peace, reaching across the aisle, connecting to lots of other groups. What if he said the same thing to his Muslim followers? My followers, you need to take our free course on concealed carry so that you all can start carrying guns in our mosque. So if those crazy Christians or Jews or Buddhists or whoever they are come into our mosque to kill us, we'll shoot them before they shoot us. What if he said that? You see, you know what I'm doing right here? What I'm doing is I'm getting you to just start to see how much this is impacting our society, and we don't even see it, we don't notice it. My guess is people would call for his head. They'd call for him to be deported, even though he's an American, deport him somewhere, because that's horrible. The Christian can say that. The Christian can talk about bringing guns to church and killing Muslims before they kill us. This guy could never see that. Is there anybody in this class who thinks that if he made that statement and had a gun in his pocket and said, you all should be carrying guns and I'll help you do it and we'll offer a free course, is there anybody in this classroom that thinks that he would be applauded by Christians and other Americans for that? Anybody? He'd be condemned. Can you imagine what our current leadership would say about this guy? Okay, next one.